Brings us to the third angel, who is mentioned more than all the other angels combined in both the Protestant Bible and the Catholic Bible. And that is Satan, or Ha-Satan. There are many names given to Satan. Satan is a Hebrew word that means, it's actually Ha-Satan. And it means accuser, adversary, or opponent. And depending on your translation of the Bible, at least in the Old Testament, they would never do this. Typically, no, I shouldn't say that. They would typically never do this in the New Testament. But in the Old Testament, first two chapters of Job, for example, in the NIV it says, it's Satan. Duh, it's Satan. But there are translations of the Bible that says, and God brought the accuser back from earth, and then God had a chat with the accuser. The actual name Satan appears 53 times in the NIV. Now, of course, there are many other names given to Satan in the Bible, but that actual name appears 53 times. And if we add up what we just looked at for Gabriel and Michael, it's, what, 8 or 9. So you can see the difference. There are many other names: devil, evil one, the destroyer, etc., that are given to Satan in the Bible. And here are some of them. Example, Zechariah 3:1. Some versions interpret it as adversary or accuser rather than a proper name. Beelzebub. Some of you will remember a book you were forced to read as a child called The Lord of the Flies. Well, that's what Beelzebub means. It means the Lord of the Flies. It's kind of like a Jewish nickname for Satan. It's kind of like the English refer to Old Nick, referring to Satan. It's kind of a nickname for Satan. But it does actually appear once in the New Testament. Devil appears quite a few times in the New Testament. It's from the Greek diabolos, means slanderer, and I already read an example of that, which is Revelation 12:9. Abaddon or Apollyon, Revelation 9:11, means destruction or destroyer. An angel of the abyss, also in Revelation 9:11. That one's probably worth mentioning. The locusts looked like horses prepared for battle. On their heads they wore something like crowns of gold, and their faces resembled human faces. The hair was like women's hair, and their teeth were like lions' teeth. They had breastplates like breastplates of iron, and the sound of the winds was like the thundering of many horses and chariots rushing into battle. They had tails and stings like scorpions, and in their tails they had the power to torment people for 5 months. They had a king over them. The angel of the abyss, whose name in Hebrew is Abaddon and in Greek is Apollyon, or the destroyer. What else do we have? The evil one. John uses that, John 17. Paul uses it in Ephesians. Accuser, Revelation 12:10. And we're told the accuser will be hurled down to earth. Who does the New Testament tell us is the king of the earth, by the way? It's not a trick question. We're talking about Satan. So Satan is the king of the earth according to the New Testament. The dragon references, the great dragon, the red dragon, all from Revelation 12:9. The ancient serpent. If you're ever in a bar or you're at a Christmas party and the topic comes up, does the Bible actually identify the serpent in Genesis as being Satan? It does, but it doesn't identify it in Genesis. It identifies it in the Revelation. Belial is an interesting one. It's mentioned twice in the Bible, 2 Corinthians 6:15, so that means Paul used it, and then Nahum in the Old Testament. And the reason this is interesting is because this is the term that's used most frequently in the Dead Sea Scrolls to refer to Satan. So keep that in mind when we do the Dead Sea Scrolls class. It means useless, worthless, or wicked. Ruler of the kingdom of the air, Ephesians. prince of demons, Matthew 9:34. Prince of this world, or sometimes it's translated as king of this world, John 12:31. The father of lies, the God of this age. I think that's an interesting one. And Lucifer. Well, I guess we're going to have to look at that one. So you're at this Christmas party. Everybody's having a good time. And then you suddenly say, how many times is the word Lucifer mentioned in your Bible?
And there goes the good time.
And if you have an NIV, or a matter of fact, almost any modern translation, the answer is zip, zero, none, nada. That's correct. But yet, it is the most popular name that people use to apply to Satan or to the devil. So, why is that so? So this brings us to Isaiah 14:12. And if you have a King James Version, look up Isaiah 14:12. And it will use the term Lucifer. But if you have an NIV, or again, any modern translation, if you look up Isaiah 14:12, it says, how you have fallen from heaven, O morning star, son of the dawn. So why does one translation say, how you have fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, and another translation says, how you have fallen from heaven, O morning star?
The NIV makes him sound a little bit nicer.
Yeah, it does. And it does something else too, which we'll get to in a moment. But the term Luciferos is the Latin translation of the Hebrew word for morning star. So, when good old jolly St. Jerome was sitting in his cave outside of Jerusalem, translating the scriptures into the Vulgate, into Latin, and when he got to this passage, he says, well, geez, what is it? Oh, morning star, son of the dawn. Well, in Latin, that would be Luciferos. So he wrote in Luciferos. And over time and over the ages, people started saying, Lucifer. That's Lucifer. And as we go along, I'm not going to do it now because there's a section on it. Many people do believe this passage is referring to Satan. How you have fallen from heaven. It talks about a being who's fallen from heaven. And there's much more to back up that this is actually Satan. It's just that the term Lucifer came from a transliteration of a Latin translation of Hebrew, and you can see how you can always get into trouble when you do translations of translations and then do transliteration. It's like some Bibles don't mention the word Shiloh, for example, and yet many of you probably grew up singing heartfelt songs about someday, we'll all go to Shiloh as the New Jerusalem. Well, same deal there. The term Shiloh is a transliteration of a Hebrew word. In the Dead Sea Scrolls, Dead Sea Scrolls often refer to Satan as Belial, which means useless, worthless, or wicked. The followers of Belial are often referred to as the sons of darkness. Hence, you have the sons of light against the sons of darkness, which, by the way, notice is kind of a Greek or Manichaean separation of the cosmos into good and evil. First, Enoch refers to Satan as Azazel, or it actually uses both spellings within the same document. At the beginning of so this is from the War of the Sons of Light against the Sons of Darkness. At the beginning of the undertaking of the Sons of Light, they shall start against the lot of the Sons of Darkness, the army of Belial, so that wickedness shall be laid low without any remnant, and there shall be no survivor of the Sons of Darkness. So what do the Sons of Light in the Dead Sea Scrolls view as their goal is? To totally wipe out Satan and all of his followers.